Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. We're going to get started now. Amirah and Madison are going to give their thoughts on the game briefly, and then we'll open it up for questions. Amirah, if you want to go first.
I know we had a game plan coming up this week, and I think we kind of wavered from that a little bit in the beginning and started kind of slow. So I think just looking for the next game, just really focus on what we have to do and get it done early rather than trying to play catch up in the second half.
Yeah, obviously disappointing result. I think last weekend we showed what we can do when we're under pressure, and I think the second half we showed a little bit more of that character as well. I think energy is going to be a big piece of it for sure. I think when we review this game, bravery might as well be a big piece of it. How are we finding times to be brave and opportunities to inject ourselves into the game? I think there are a couple of times that we shied away from that today. But something to build on, results to result, and we look against next week.
Jackie?
Amirah, I know obviously not the result that you guys wanted today, but how did it feel to get that first goal and what did that like for you?
It feels great, but that's something that, I'm more so about the team, and I want to be able to get that win for them. So, that's nice to have under my belt, but it would have been nice to get the result we wanted as well.
So, how is the player coming back from that tournament? How does that affect everything going on the training? Did you notice them coming back and just getting eased into it? What's the infield like?
This is my first week, mate.
Right. So, it feels like nothing's changed. We're happy to have them back. And they didn't skip a beat. They're playing at the highest level, and they come back and they're still doing the same thing. So it was nice to have everyone back. We just felt like a family again, and we were just excited to get after this game again. It wasn't the result we wanted, but just happy to have everyone back.
How is it feel being with this group?
Yeah, it's great. I'm honored. Really, good team. I think you look at the players on the roster, the people in the locker room. It's top quality through and through. And so I'm super grateful to be here and excited to play with people like Amirah, Alex, top to bottom on the roster. And so I'm just definitely absorbing, learning, and trying to do what I can for the team on the field.
Obviously, just one shot on target today, the goal. How can you make sure that you get more opportunities next week?
I think it's just being more present, being more energetic out there, finding those pockets to play in. I know my teammates are behind me 100%, and I just got to keep that up for myself, and just keep up my confidence. Everyone else is behind me 100%. So, unlucky with just having one shot on goal. Luckily it was the one that went in, but looking to up those numbers a little bit for the next few games.
And that's a really tough half. Really, what did say to you? Change the operations to do right now.
I really think it was just our mentality. The first half, I feel like it was a little off. We weren't feeling like ourselves, and I think that was the biggest thing that we brought into the second half. Just that mentality and that grit to get that goal and essentially get back to equalizing and then maybe coming on top. But I think that was just the biggest thing: mentality and aggressiveness in the game.
You guys did not play well, but how much of that was Kansas City, who seemed to come out very well?
Obviously they did a good job showing up. I think our responsibility and all that we can control is how we choose to perform right from the get-go. I don't think it was our best. I think we grew into the game and got better, but I think this team has showed over and over what they can do when they play their best. So I don't think it was our best, but I think we started to put ourselves into the game more as it came on, and I think if we would have done that earlier, the result would have been much different.
What do you think they did well that made it difficult for you?
I think they actually did well to exploit certain spaces that we just maybe weren't quick enough to cover. And I think a lot of it, honestly, I think a good amount of their chances came from mistakes from us. Just taking care of the ball, trusting each other, looking for that switch. I think we just need to do better for our game plan, and we could execute that really well.
Any other in-person? Jackie?
So I know for you, obviously, your first week and just adjusting with the team, but you and I always seem to have such a great chemistry on the field. How would you describe for you what that played out?
Today, I think look at the grit from last weekend. Obviously I wasn't there, but I was watching, and then to look at today, you're late into the game. We're 80 minutes in, and we're still trying to score a goal. We're still making stuff happen. Amirah puts her in the back of the net. We're running to get it. I don't think we ever let up, and that says a lot about the character of the players in the locker room and the staff. They demand a lot of us. And I think that everybody's commitment to do that, not only for like ourselves and for each other. You don't just do that, and it's not an individual work rate. It's everyone doing it together. And I think the second half and near the end of the game, we really showed what we're capable of. And I think that's just a testament to the chemistry of the group.
Well, and then just for each of you, everyone to answer. Just speaking of Casey's leadership and what she does on and off the field, for either of you, just what is that? How would you describe just how her leadership impacts the team and just what it's all about?
I mean, she's an amazing coach. She wants the best for us both on and off the field. And I think that's what translates to how well we do as a group. And you know, we all about culture and just the family aspect. And I feel like that's how we play on the field. So I think how we train is very, I wouldn't want to say like we keep everyone together, you know. So I think it's just when we have that success in practice, it just translates to the game. And I think that's what she expresses a lot out of us, just to really care for each other, play for one another. And yeah, she's a big part of just being there for us.
Stephanie, if you want to go ahead.
Hi, Madison, you said that part of the reason why Kansas City was so successful today is because they pounced on the mistakes that the Wave made. What do you think that they can improve to prevent this from happening again next week? And Ollie, are you still working your way towards full fitness?
Okay, I guess I can go first. Yes, definitely. It's been a tough road. I mean, coming in with an issue coming into the season and trying to play catch up the entire time. I feel like it's just been a struggle, but we're definitely working towards that. And you know, I feel like there's definitely more out of me and I can continue to keep pushing for the team.
Yeah, I feel like to answer your question, I think I touched on it a little bit in the beginning, but I think if we just lean into our bravery and lean into trusting each other, making, you know, sometimes risky passes and committing to the game plan that we had, getting on the switch, I think if we did execute what we had originally come in here to do, I think it would have been a different start. And so and that's all things that we can handle. That's all things that this group has shown that they can do. And so I think it's just a continuous and consistent commitment to doing that.
Thank you.
And Hector.
Amirah, beautiful goal to bring the team back into it. At the end of the game, you had another opportunity there. It looked like you were crossing into the box and you were about to take the shot or do the pass. What was going through your mind at that moment that before you actually decided what happened?
For the goal, I'm sorry.
For the second, the very end of the game, I think you had a chance to tie it. Well, not to tie it, but to streak into the box and perhaps through a cross or maybe take a shot. What happened at that, if you can remember that play?
I'm actually struggling to remember, but I mean, towards the end there, I think just getting the ball in the box as much as we can was the biggest thing. I mean, if we can't get it up there, we can't score. So I think that was just the biggest thing, to consistently keep going at them and getting into their box and just being aggressive. Yeah, like we said, it just wasn't in our favor today. And hopefully next week we can work on that, get more goals up there, and just keep putting pressure on the other team.
Thank you very much.
All right, that's it for these two, and we'll have Casey Stoney here in just a second. Thank you,
you,
Amirah
guys.
and Hope.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, sweaty bums, look.
Hey, everyone. We have Casey Stoney here. She's going to give her thoughts on today's game, and then we'll open up for questions.
Yeah, I'm not often disappointed, but I am today. I thought the manner of our performance, wasn't good enough. We didn't deserve to get anything out of today's game, and we got what we deserved, which was a loss. So lots for me to fix, lots for me to review. You know, and I always say I look at myself first and how we set the team up, but we just did not come out and start well. And the goal where Mace dribbles through and finishes, that's not a team, you know, that I want to see again. You know, people are taking 3 shots at our goal with no blocks. But yeah, listen, it's never for lack of effort. It was just, we just weren't at it today. We had too many players off and didn't create enough.
Yeah, Jose.
Coach, historically your team this season has done well with adjustments after results like this.
Yeah.
It's something that you're gonna, on first glance, work on as far as this last end of the regular season.
Keeping the ball, thought we were technically off today. It didn't allow us to build any. The one time we played any type of football, we scored. We didn't one of the things we needed to do against their system was switch play, and I don't think we did that well enough. And then when we did break pressure, we just wanted to go forward and sometimes didn't have the numbers to sustain it. And defensively, we have to be better. Too many opportunities on our goal, unaffected. Centre forwards coming off against our centre backs under no pressure, something I need to look at. And the transition moment, we're 3v1. We can't let her turn there and let her get a through ball in. So, yeah, lots to work on, but I need to prioritise what we need to do ahead of Orlando, because we need to come back here and put a performance on and, make sure these fans keep coming back.
At the end of the game, you huddled up with the team, and you noted you had a group message. What was the message to your players?
The message is always I'll look at myself first, but also that they need to look individually at themselves and did they perform at the level that they feel they would be proud of. There was, some out there really fighting and trying, and we had too many off today. And they had a good they're a good side. They've gone on this run for a reason, because they're a good side. They've got battlers, they've got, people that can carry the ball. Their front two again caused us real problems. We had to shift the system slightly in the second half to be able to cope with what they were doing. But yeah, it's a message. I'll look at me, but actually, how do we learn? Because we've not got much time now. We've got one day less before we have to prepare for Orlando.
Casey, obviously the current dominated a lot of certain areas on the field, but specifically for Amirah, obviously she had a great milestone today in scoring her first goal. How would you just describe how proud of you are of her and just seeing her growth and obviously what she was able to do today?
Yeah, massively proud. We know we've been on a bit of a slow journey with Amirah in terms of fitness levels and being able to get on the pitch for longer. But she's working really hard now. She's one of our top workers, and there comes a point now where I have to start, integrating a little bit more in terms of minutes. I just wanted to make sure it was the right state of the game to put her on today, and she scored a great finish with her left foot. So yeah, pleased for her to get a goal. Hopefully she'll grow from it. And she's a super talent. I just have to be really patient with her and make sure she gets the right opportunities at the right times.
Casey, the problems that you had today, are they about consistency and trying to find consistency? Are they problems that are deeper rooted that need to be dealt with on a different level, or is it just one of those days where you're not at the best of your game every day?
No, I think it was one of those days today. I don't think anything's deeper rooted when your club's 6 months old. That's what I have to remember. This team's not been playing together for long in terms of partnerships and bonds, and we've had internationals come back in and putting them back in changes things as well, and that dynamic. So yeah, there's been lots of changes. It was just an off day. It was an off day. We were technically off, and I thought we were physically off today. So we need to look at both sides of that.
With the roster dynamics like that, do you have to deal with them maybe a little more than a club that's been around longer, that has maybe a little more history?
Not really. Obviously, we had 5 away during the international window. We have to reintegrate those, and those players that have played now, typically game changers, or some of them have stayed in, and I've made changes to the team. I don't always get it right. Maybe today I didn't get it right.
Alex, since she's come back, do you see the same Alex that you saw before the rest?
Yeah, I thought last week against Chicago, albeit we didn't get her in the game enough. She works tremendously hard. I've seen that she's been really bright in training. She needs service. We didn't get the ball into the box enough. We had so many opportunities to cross the ball, and we just didn't serve the ball enough to get her in positions to score. And because we didn't switch to play and we tried to force it, it ended up transitional, and that's not the game we want to play.
Just 4 points in the last 4 matches. Didn't take advantage of Portland's draw a couple days ago. How important is it for this team to win the last 2 matches of this home?
Yeah, we have to bounce. Being at home is an advantage for us with this crowd, and our fans are amazing. But we didn't take advantage of it today because we started so poorly. We let them go 2-0 up, and then you're on an uphill struggle and trying to get the fans behind you. So yeah, we have to start the game better to give ourselves the best possibility of winning. And the next 2 are massive. We know that we're in the hunt, we're in and around it. If anyone would have said we'd be in the top 3 at the beginning of the season, I think most people at the club would have took it. But I'm disappointed that we've not taken more points out of the last 4 games.
Would you have been among that group, or did you feel differently?
I'm ambitious, so I want us to be as high as we possibly can be, and that's why I'm so disappointed today. Not irrelevant of points, it's the performance. Because I think if we get the performance right, we've always got a chance of winning because we've got fantastic players and we've got grafters. But we were just too many of us off today, and I need to look why.
Did you believe when the season began that you could be at this spot, knowing, all the things that were against you?
Absolutely. Yeah, I've done it before. I know in a league lower than the top league, but I just think if you work hard enough, you believe in your people, and you put value into them, it's amazing what you can achieve. And we've got a really hard run now. We know that it's this league is wild. If you watched the North Carolina game the other night, you know how wild it is. So, I even believe we could get back in, and we just left it too late to nick a draw today. But we've got to start brighter. We've got to start on the front foot a little bit more to be able to give us opportunities to win games.
You've seen, if we just look at Stoney, you score more goals in the last 15 minutes of halves than you do early on. There's something behind that?
Something to look at, definitely something to look at. I don't know. If you look at the games where we've had to come back, Portland, we've had to come back, and there's maybe a mentality around we've got nothing to lose now, so we play a little bit more. We need to remove that fear from the offset of we went too direct for me today, and we didn't keep the ball enough. And against the team that's going to fight and dominate second balls, you need to be able to play. And listen, credit to Matt, they're a very good side, and they're still missing key players. So they're on an exceptional run. But we have to look at us and how we can be better, and we have to be better with the ball. And I said it after last week's game, and I'll say it again after this week's game. We have to be better with the ball, because if we control more of the ball, the opposition don't have it and they can't hurt us.
Stephanie, if you want to go ahead.
Okay, after a long wait, Coach, you said that the players were turned off this week. How are you going to switch them back on for next week? And do you think having Dahlkemper back will make a difference?
I don't think Kaylee Real did a bad job, to be honest. It's there up against the front two. It was a difficult day for both centre backs. Abby's our captain, so she becomes available, but she needs to fight for her shirt now, and that's like any other player. So she knows that. She wants to work hard to get back on the team. Abby gives us something different in terms of in the locker room and that positivity, and maybe we missed a bit of that today. But it's my job to lift them now. It's what I get paid to do. It's my job to make sure we learn from this defeat, that I lift them, and that they can go into that game next week full of belief, that they can go and get a result.
Thank you.
Hector, go ahead.
Coach Kaylin Sheridan had another great penalty kick save to keep the team in it on a questionable PK call, and the Wave didn't get a PK call the other way a few minutes earlier. How would you rate Sheridan's play today, even though she gave up those 2 goals?
She's world class, isn't she? She's a world class goalkeeper. It's just a shame that we couldn't get another one, because if we get another one, the draw warrants her save, really, and she probably didn't deserve to be in the losing team today. As for the penalties, I will say nothing, because I'll just get fined.
Thank you.
Any other questions? No? Okay. All right. Thank you all, and thank you,
Cheers.
Casey.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.